Hey, this is Shensource here. I know it's been a while, but I had to, deal with life stuff. So, anyways, I'm back with another review, and this is actually the EPZ Q1 Pro. And this was a review unit sent in by EPZ directly, so I'd like to thank them for sending this in for review. However, I was not paid or influenced to say anything about this unit, so all thoughts and opinions are my own. All right. So let me get into this. But if I, stutter or, ramble a lot, it's because I'm still getting used to it. So, all right. That's all the disclaimers. All right. Let's get into it. So, drivability of this unit. I would recommend at least like a budget dongle because, um, on my Hibby, R5 something, I don't remember. They put like a million deaths up. But on that, like, I have to get it pretty high on low gain to have it at like medium high volume. So I would definitely recommend at least a budget dongle. I know people like the Moondrop Dawn Pro, something like that. Um yeah, just anything like that at least. So accessories is obviously you could see the IEMs, the cable, pouch, the tips actually. Hold on, let me show you. So it's like a medium bore, you know, stiff stem. It's okay, It's not too grippy, but it gets the job done. And let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it for accessories. The presentation of them in the box was nice. And yeah, the chin slider. I do have a problem with this, I forgot to say. It slides pretty fast. It doesn't, yeah, you could just see it slide around. It's not that great. But aside from that, it's a pretty decent cable. I can't lie. Accessories are solid. And for the build, so it's like a small resin shell, as you can see. There's a nice faceplate with a EPC on it. I'm not the biggest fan of stuff on the faceplates. I just like a blank one. But it does look pretty when you shine it in the light. I can't really show it. I mean, I'm trying to, but yeah. Hopefully you can see that. There's a little vent here for what I assume is driver flex. So like you don't get that little crinkle when you insert the earphone in your ear. And this is a pretty decent length of nozzle, I'd say. I always got a good seal with this. And there's a lip on the nozzle as well for the ear tips so they don't slide off. That's nice. And how do I show this? Yeah, there's a wing here as well for the fit, which I'll get into in a second. So that's pretty much it for the build, It's pretty standard for a 1DD IM. The fit, it fits me very well actually, It's very flush with my ear, and I think it's because, small shell, not too thick, the wing as well with the nozzle, like that really like fits my ear anatomy. Obviously with like wings, you always have the chance of it not really jiving with your ear, so I'd recommend trying it out if you could. But if you can't, I mean it's like less than $40, so it's not too bad. Although, if you're in a place where $40 is a lot, just try it. And let's get into sound, I guess. So for the bass, it's like elevated mid bass or sub bass rather, not mid bass, with like a mid bass tuck. So like um I usually don't mind this kind of tuning. I like Down to Dusk, but um you know, with here, I didn't find the bass incisiveness and like the slam that I want from the mid bass. The texture was okay, but I wanted more. If it was like the Dusk where it had like nice impact and it's like fucking punching you, then I'd like that. But obviously budget set, you can't really have all that. The sub bass is fine. It's not like the 40 like woofy kind of bass or that rumbles your head. So bass heads would probably not look at the set if they want that kind of rumble and impact. But it's okay. It's solid. They're going for a more kind of balanced tuning, balance V shape. Well, I know that's kind of like opposites, but not too V, not too crazy like that. So for mids, they're pretty solid. There's a bit of thinness, because of how they tune the ear gain and like the mid bass tuck. So if you're sensitive to that, if you don't like that, it's not too bad for me personally. As I said, I don't mind the mid bass tuck if like the quality's there. It's not all the way there, but it's a budget set, so male vocals, they're not as present as the female vocals, but they're not like too recessed. I listen to stuff like Hosier, yeah. Is that how you say his name? The guy who's saying Too Sweet, you know, vocals like that, Johnny Cash with like the more raspy, deeper vocals. Oh, it's not, yeah, as I said, it's not recessed, but it's just not as like present or forward. Female vocals have a good amount of energy. Sometimes it can get a bit too much depending on the track. So it's all about like your library, how the track was like recorded. But yeah, it's not too bad. I like it. And instruments sound pretty decent as well. I listen to soundtracks for animes and like TV shows just for like a sense of like space and like the instruments within that space, right? And it's pretty it sounds natural. That goes a bit into timbre, well, which I'll get into later, but you know, it's nice. It's not too bad. And for treble, it's a pretty inoffensive, I have to say. It's not like crazy extended, like if it had bass or something. But 1DD. It has air, not too much, and there are no big peaks that stand out to my ears, which is good. You know, some the big thing with like cheap 1DDs, or like not cheap, budget 1DDs, is there's always like a peak or like something weird in the treble, like a scratchiness or something that just makes 1DDs not sound good to me. I haven't tried any like expensive 1DDs, but that's just my experience with like lower end ones. So I think that brings us to technicalities. Detail retrieval is about on par for the price, which is say like middling. It's not crazy. The soundstage I found was in my head, which made it sound like claustrophobic. And it wasn't like a sphere around my head. It was like just like a little, like a ball. Like they didn't go like past my ears, if that makes sense. And separation and layering doesn't really help either, because during busier passages of music, everything, or not everything, things can get lost in the mix, and it's harder to pinpoint. Like it's kind of smeary, which is fair. Imaging is like left, right, center. There's not really a behind your head. Like let's just say this is your head, right? There's not really things behind your head. It's like a little gap here where it's like there's supposed to be something here. Um, but it's not. So there's that. And timbre is, it's good. Nothing sounds too off or unnatural, as expected of DDs. It's like a mixture of like just tuning and something else that affects timbre. But it's a dynamic driver. It's pretty solid. Would I say it's the best timbre I've heard, or like at least up there? No, but it's solid. And final thoughts. This is a solid set for $40 or less. I've seen it for 28 on like AliExpress or something, and like on the upper end for Amazon for some reason it's like $58. But like I've seen it medium baseline 37. You can get it cheap, more expensive, more cheap. You probably could find it like $24 on an AliExpress sale, maybe, if you like add coupons and all that. So it's a pretty decent set for that price, especially. I can't really complain about the imperfections because it's, come on, not that expensive in the grand scheme of things. And I would recommend it for beginners in the hobby because, I haven't tried all the popular budget sets recently. I know the Soundnote Zero, Soundnote Zero 2, the Warner, the Ola, the now Gate, that's the successor to Ola, stuff like that. But, in this vacuum that I have for myself, the EPZ Q1 Pro isn't bad. Like, it's solid. And I would be interested in checking out EPZ's other offerings, if they're down to send me more. But, I'm not holding my breath for that. because like no, I would say this review isn't most glowing, but that's because I review sound in a vacuum and then I like give perspective based on the price. And I have to say, as I said, like this entire review, I know I've been rambling and repeating myself like an idiot, but I like it. So that's about it for my review. I recorded way too long. I won't really edit this either. So yeah, if you like this review, found this way, or if you found it any way helpful, like do all the YouTuber stuff, like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. I don't know, man. That's if you want to. You don't have to. Anyways, I'll probably try reviewing another IEM. I still have like at least 5 of them I have to do. I have this Hibby Dap that I mentioned earlier that I have to, well, not have to, but I really wanted to. But it's like 2 years later at this point, so. And there's this headphones that I use like daily, religiously. Oh, the Monoprice Modern Retros. I still have to review that. I actually really like the sound. I just have to replace the pads because I got them used and they're peeling now. So a bunch of stuff I still have to review, but you know me, you know my schedule. Like my last review was ages ago. So, yeah. Anyways, hope you guys have a good day. Take care, stay safe, and enjoy the music, man, because that's what it's all about. Bye bye. That was a terrible wave.